Hi everyone, I hope you can hear me loud and clear. So, I am back with today's session with our session expert Preeti Dhanukka, and let us wait as we join. Awaiting all the viewers to kind of be here for the session, and this is a very interesting session. It's a follow up from the last session which Preeti had done. In case you've not seen, just go to our page, Searching Soulmate page on Facebook, and find last session, which was about power of thoughts. So I'll bring Preeti screen and about how thoughts can influence our daily lives. So today is a continuation of that very, the episode which we had started, that conversation which we had started. Hi, Preeti. So
Hi,
glad to have you back for our second session.
same
And
here.
yeah, I was just telling that, the last session which you've done about a month back was around power of thoughts. And today it's a continuation of that very session. As we've all promised our viewers, our registered users, that Searching Soulmate as a platform is an enabler to help each one of us have a better understanding of our own selves first, our relationship with our own self, then relationship with people in our lives, situations, and how we can combat, certain challenges and take positive actions to kind of take those challenges in our stride and move forward in life. So that's what Searching Soulmate as a platform is. And the last 4 months, we've been, doing, we've been live, and a lot of these, I think this is the eighth session, Preeti. You are part of the eighth session. These last sessions, a lot of our users have come back and, said that these sessions are actually very nice, very helpful. We've just start. Maybe we'll just wait for a minute before I, just jump into the entire session. In the meantime, let me introduce Preeti once more for people who have not viewed her previous video. Please do go back and do watch the prior the power of thought session also, which is there on the platform. Take a look at that. About Preeti, let me tell you that she is a CBT practitioner. She has a diploma in neuro linguistic programming, author of a book named The Blindfold, and her own experiences of life has made her an expert in how to be a self master, right? That is the word, self mastery, right? So
Yeah.
that's the word. Let me explain to the viewers, like, what is a CBT practitioner? What does the practitioner do? And what does Preeti do for you, right? So it will kind of help you reach out to her in case, you want more expert advice one-to-one. So it's CBT stands for cognitive behavior therapy. It is a type of psychotherapy. So, it may help you change, unhelpful or unhealthy ways of thinking, feeling, and behaving. These CBT practitioners generally uses practical self-help and strategies to help you overcome those challenges. These are designed to help you immediately improve your, quality of life, the thoughts. And with that thoughts today, we're going to do today's session like it's about thoughts, right? Primarily, Preeti. So, Preeti, without further delay, since we've already been 3 minutes into the session, I understand it's a Saturday with all a lot of festivities around the corner. People might be a little busy,
Yeah,
but let's dive into the session. Once more, welcome,
absolutely.
Preeti. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for joining us in spite of not keeping well and managing to keep your promise that you'll be back for the session. So, my first question to you is around what we were discussing, the concept of harnessing the thoughts and how it can improve one's life and confidence, taking from that CBT, a therapy, which we were speaking about.
So, simply meaning, harnessing of thoughts. It's simply trying to be in control, or rather, looking into the quality of our thoughts. That is exactly what CBT helps in doing. We need
Okay.
to be aware of what we are thinking. We are thinking all the time, which we cannot control. It is unconscious behavior. But
Hmm.
what we can do is become conscious, become aware of what we are thinking. Is it mostly negative? Is it mostly holding us back from taking action? Simply looking into the quality of thinking is what is harnessing our thoughts. We cannot control the activity or the process of thinking. It will happen. There will be 70 to 80,000 thoughts every day. What we
Right.
can control is the quality.
Okay.
That we can at least do to improve our life, improve our mental well-being.
On this very topic, I have a question. Okay, so like as you said that we have some 80 to 90,000 thoughts in our lives. So there are times when circumstances influence our thoughts a lot. So do you think that there are ways to control these? Because I think what happens is that if we don't control, it does influence our self-esteem, self-confidence. So, are there any techniques to kind of, uh,
Yeah.
control those?
See, absolutely. We cannot control the situations, the outer environment, but all we can do is control how we are perceiving. It is the meaning that we attach with every experience. It is
Okay.
the emotion that we go through, which gives the meaning, which makes us feel happy or sad. And it is that forms the thoughts and our behavior patterns, our
Hmm.
belief system. So if we start becoming more aware of what we feel when we are experiencing something, that is what is giving, birth to all the thinkings. Maybe we are not even, very much in the moment, or get biased as to, okay, this person, I'm not feeling good about the person once in the past,
Hmm.
and then you continue with that. But that is simply, being carrying on. That is
Yeah.
not something, being in control, which is just not needed. So we need to be aware of whether we are carrying on something, or is it what we are exactly feeling at that moment. So it is becoming more aware of the emotions rather than what we are thinking. Because
Okay.
emotions will, suppose we have experienced something good in the past, whenever, if you have to think about a happy moment from your childhood, you will
Hmm.
start experiencing that happiness, even if
Right.
that thing is not occurring right now.
Right.
So it is just that simple thing, that we hold on to the emotions, the feelings, rather than what, and with that feeling, we give a meaning, we give an
Okay.
explanation, which we carry on, which is affecting our entire belief system and our behavior.
So, let me just speak a little out of context as a thing, like taking this question here. So, like many times when people go through relationship conflicts,
Yeah,
so it is situational, right? Most of the time, it's
absolutely.
situational if there is depth in the relationship. So, how would someone kind of control the emotions? Because, as you said, emotions also control our entire thoughts, right? So,
Yes.
the good things take a probably a back
Mm.
seat, and we
Mhm.
start, kind of blame game. We feel very
Yes.
irritated, agitated, this can't work out, a lot of things. So
Mm.
how do we control that bit?
See, over there, first of all, you have to be very much ready to accept that what I'm experiencing may not be from the present moment. We have to calm our minds down, the
Yeah.
inner thinking that's going on in the head. When we are in that situation, that suppose there is a conflict going on, an argument
Mm-hmm.
going on, you're not even listening to what is being told, which is generally seen. You will immediately go back to what was being told in the past, which you have not left behind, you've carried, and you kind of, at don't you feel at times when there is an argument, you would start with something and go on to something else,
Yeah.
and it would blow out of proportion.
Yeah.
That is what is happening over there. The fear of being losing out on one's being right and wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and the fear of being in control, as to you are being controlled in a relationship, what we have seen in the childhood, how our parents have lived, that projection of the past, that feeling of whatever we have been through or experienced and given meanings to, literally affects each and every time we get into a conflict. We want to
Okay.
protect ourselves to not get again hurt, and then things simply go. You don't want to understand and perceive what the other person is wanting to even
Okay.
express, and it
Got
simply
it.
blows off the situation. So it
Okay.
is very
So,
important to remain calm and think, is it really needed? Am I really
yeah.
listening, or am I just judging and assuming?
So, as I have understood, so many times we're not listening, probably, what the other person is saying. So, we are coming to confusions and we are also taking instances from the past, right?
Yes.
And we are building certain things. And that is kind of making our minds go crazy with a lot of,
Yeah.
unwanted thoughts. So, here, as you're saying, let us, keep the thoughts and the emotions separate, if my
Yes.
understanding is right, right?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So, with that, since we are speaking about thoughts and emotions, so how does it influence our self-esteem, self-confidence? And do you have any recommendation, any techniques to build and maintain healthy self-esteem?
Yes, absolutely. Have you heard of a story? I would quickly share a story of an elephant and a Mahavat who used
Mm-hmm.
to tie the elephant to a bamboo stick. So over
Mm-hmm.
there, it is a very small, famous story and very powerful. So
Mm-hmm.
Mahavat used to tie a huge elephant with a simple rope to a very weak bamboo stick. So
Mm-hmm.
one day, one of the travelers kind of questioned him, and because he was very surprised to see this, and questioned that how is this possible that the elephant is tied to such a weak bamboo stick with a simple rope. So then the Mahabharata says that when the elephant was a baby, just born, and started wandering here and there, so what the Mahabharata used to do is tie the baby elephant with the rope to
Mm-hmm.
another stick.
Mm-hmm.
So for that baby elephant, the rope was strong enough to hold him to the place.
Yeah.
So after certain unsuccessful attempts of breaking free, the elephant gradually started growing but stopped attempting to break free. And
Right.
the huge elephant is standing in one place tied to a simple rope. That is exactly what we do to our own selves. As tender minds, we have tied our abilities to certain incidences, and then we just carry on, not even wanting to explore or not even trying out, which many a times harms our self-confidence. The limiting beliefs that we hold on to depletes our confidence and our self-esteem. So it's very
Absolutely.
important to work on that part.
Absolutely. Uh, so, are there any common patterns to negative thinking that people often, as you said, struggle to break free from? So,
Yes,
are there
there
any
are.
negative
There are.
pattern? Yeah.
See, I remember when I was a child and I had done a very nice, according to me, a very nice sketching and a painting. My parents were very happy. We got it framed, and I went and presented it to my drawing school's principal. And then she simply saw the thing and she scolded me very badly. I did not know as a child what was going wrong because she even did not feel I was not big grown enough to understand what mistake I had done. And then from there on, whenever I had to perform, whenever I had to present some projects or assignments, I used to be so scared that, till the last moment, I used to postpone my work and not even complete. This carried on till I was even writing my book. First of all, I did not want to write, but then yes, I wanted to, so I went
Hmm.
on to the process. I cancelled my printing process thrice before really submitting the manuscript and getting on to publishing the book. because that fear, and I did
Yeah,
not get to know this until unless I really went through this entire process of CBT and recognizing what
right,
was stopping me.
right,
So
right.
it was so profound that it carried on for more than 30 years with me, affecting
Yeah.
my performances and life and my happiness so much. So there is that negative pattern that we carry on.
I think somewhere with your story, it would resonate with many of us in our lives. You
Yes.
know, we've come out of those shackles on our own because
Mm.
somewhere, I think as grown-ups today, as adults today, I think we should take upon that responsibility of, actually making the other person understand that what is probably not so right
Yes. Yes.
rather than just saying that this is not right, because
Yes.
somewhere that leaves a lot of impact. I think I know Preeti does a lot of sessions for young adults and adolescent children, so I'm sure you come across this quite a bit. But
Mhm.
the impact actually stays with us for a very long period, even when
Mhm.
we are adults. So that's very frightening, actually. I think that's
Yes.
something which should be kind of taken care of by people.
Mhm.
We are always, communicating. So minding our words, the way we are communicating becomes so important in this because it leaves so much of a lasting negative impact on our
Yes.
consciousness. Yeah. And that's when we are struggling with ourselves, with our own self-belief. My next
Absolutely.
question to you would be around, are there any misconceptions about uh, thought controlling, that you should address?
Absolutely. It's generally understood that if we have to control our thoughts, we need to completely forget or rather suppress the not so good or the unhappiness and the negative thinking. No, it
Hmm.
is just not that. Because we need both the good and the bad in the life to understand each other's value. They both
Yeah,
are important. We
true.
need to, as humans, we need to go through all the emotions. We cannot just
Hmm.
suppress something which we are not. It is just that we need to be careful that we are not just dwelling in negativity, we are
Hmm.
not just dwelling in the sadness. So there has
Right.
to be this balance, but we cannot just think of building positivity and healthy habits and not consider their negativity, which is so much important when we have to, think of the worst come scenarios while
Yeah,
making any
true.
decision. So definitely, controlling thoughts is not just working on positive thinking and suppressing the negative thoughts at all.
Yeah. I think negative thoughts, I would say, like that challenges us, but the challenges which come into our life, I think that kind of builds resilience inside us. So,
Yes,
when
absolutely.
these situations arise, we just become stronger. And
Yes,
I personally believe that God has the bigger superpower has uh, his or her own way of testing individuals. And you rightly said that the situations kind of make us think either negatively or positively. We can't control every bit of it. It's just that what we take away from the
yes,
experiences kind of makes us, stronger for our coming days,
yes,
for the future, and helps us live more contentedly in the present, I
yes,
think. That's what
yes,
you're trying to say, right? Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So, can you share some practical strategies or exercises for listeners, for all the viewers who are going to watch at a later point or watching now, to start improving the quality of their thoughts and fostering a more positive mindset?
Yes. See, so the first thing is very important is being aware, being ready. So whenever there are too many thoughts going on, we just need to, pause for a minute and take a few deep breaths so that we are getting a clearer picture of what's exactly going on in the head. What exactly are we thinking? Is that really needed at that moment, or are we just doing a wishful thinking? So,
Hmm.
and this comes when we start with journaling. It's very important to develop the habit of noting down. If we tend to note down the thoughts, we will be in better situation to analyze and introspect. Are we more focusing on the problems and the negativity, or are we really solution focused? Are we looking out for solutions? Are we looking out for the good in any present
Hmm.
situation, in the people around us? That really helps in building,
Yeah.
and also, becoming more aware. Are we always criticizing ourselves, not believing in our own selves? It's important to tell your own self that yes, you are good enough, you're here to learn and grow, you can sustain, and you're always being guided and protected. It is very important to believe in oneself and the universe, which will, definitely improve the quality of life
Yeah.
and make us more content and happy.
Uh, I completely get what you are saying because at Searching Soulmate, we are trying to build something around this very journaling aspect where there are a lot of conflicting emotions which cross our minds due to a lot of situations through the day. So we are coming up with this very nice feature in coming days, which is known as Voice Your Thoughts. So it's a feature which is an enabler for people to just voice, like just the way you said, writing down. Similarly, just to kind of write down on a digital medium about what is actually bothering the person. And there were two aspects when we did this actual exercise with users. We found that there were two answers to it. So a few users found that okay, this is a problem which needs a solution. It can't go on for on and on and on. And the other set of users said that, oh God, this was so trivial. And we were really crying over
Absolutely.
this for so long. So I
Yeah.
think this is a very nice thing. I've written down for my benefit also. So to all the viewers, do write down. It's about first being aware what is bothering you. And then, of course, journaling, writing it down somewhere so that you're not judged. However, saying so, you can kind of voice your thoughts freely. You can just understand what is bothering you, and then you understand that what is it? Is it a problem or is it something which requires a solution? And is it something which is controllable or which is something you just can't control? If something it is about you can't control, I think you should just let it be. And amidst all the challenges of life, just take, a minute's time to pat your back and say that you're doing good. Just
Yes,
continue. I think
absolutely.
these are the small four steps which you can, do consciously. So I've just summarized it once more for your understanding. With that,
There's
Preeti,
there's one thing I would also want to add. It is celebrating little wins every day,
yeah,
which will really boost the confidence and the esteem a lot. And when
yeah,
we build on the celebrations and the happiness, we kind of, lessening of the unhappinesses,
yeah,
sad
absolutely,
moments. So
absolutely,
that is another very, simple way of building
yeah.
on the self-confidence rather than waiting for the others to
To kind
celebrate
of
and,
celebrate for you.
yes, tell you that you are good enough.
Yeah,
You need
yeah,
to build your own, what do you say, a
absolutely.
jar of happiness.
Yeah. In fact, you know what we did when we did this exercise with our users, this upcoming feature, voice your thoughts. So another thing which we have is that you can be anonymous, when you are
Okay.
actually going on the platform, you can be anonymous. So you are not being judged. So we encourage them just not to speak about things which are bothering them. We also encourage them to just say that how the day
Yeah.
went,
Yes.
that I think that small piece of thank you, that small piece of
Yes.
gratitude, which kind
Gratitude.
of, yeah, which kind of brings a smile on your face.
Yes.
As I'm talking to you, no matter how much of botheration, has been there, probably since morning in my life, uh, I know that what you are saying, if I can do it, it will probably make me understand that, okay, this is so trivial, you shouldn't be, probably
Yes.
thinking on it, or it's probably something you should, seek a solution if you want
Yes.
a long term, some gains out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this has been such an enriching session, Preeti. One last question I have for you. It would be great if you can share some success stories or any examples, you've come across with your clients who have transformed their life by this process of harnessing thoughts and building certain self-confidence techniques.
Absolutely. First, I would not want to miss out on saying how I could change myself
Yeah,
and not just write one book, go on to writing another one and speak in front of public, which was such a fear for me.
yeah,
And then this is what encouraged me to help others.
yeah.
So when people come to me, there has been a homemaker who was really struggling with her relationship, especially with her husband, because that is the place where you want to be just yourself, thinking that you can just give in and be think whatever. And
Hmm.
also, she was carrying on so much from what she had seen in her childhood, how her parents were. So when we really worked on the thing, we found that her self-worth, she was always criticizing. She never felt herself valued, and she felt she was, whatever she was behaving was just a projection of what her mother has gone through due to her father's behavior. Now,
Okay.
the moment she realized and she understood her life was not, she did not need not live her mother's life.
Hmm.
Her husband is not a replica of her father. That
Right.
is when she started giving herself, realizing her self worth, and giving her husband a better place to explain oneself. She understood her husband better and stopped giving interpretations and meanings what was going on in the head,
Yeah.
which sorted things so much that her husband had to ask her, "What have you done to have improved so much?" And
Yeah.
definitely, they are on a very better relationship now.
Yeah.
It's a part of the relationship to have, ifs and buts. It's okay. You cannot
Right.
always have, similar thoughts. There will be conflicts, but
True.
out of proportion, just not needed.
Yeah.
So there's compassion in the relationship now.
Yeah.
And so another one is of a career. So there was a lab technician who was so
Hmm.
good in her work, but she was always thinking that whatever she's doing is there's something more that she can do with it. She was
Hmm.
so self-critical that she was not giving her self the opportunity to present her work to a different level. She was not ready to take up responsibilities which she felt she was not capable of, in
Yeah.
spite of her seniors believing in her. So it was
Yeah.
not exactly as to she was not getting the opportunity. She was rejecting and pushing off the opportunities of moving forward in career. So when she
Right.
worked on her self-esteem and confidence, her limiting beliefs, her thinking patterns, that is when she could move on and advance in her career.
Yeah.
And there have been many more stories because there are people
Yeah.
who are really being able to come out of their shell and move forward in life and see
Yeah.
the
True.
possibilities with all the
Absolutely.
possibility thinking and the healthy thinking process.
Yeah. True. I completely understand because, I'm sure we've all been through that journey. Like your story would be a little different from mine. However, saying so, there would be a story, there would be a backstory, right? So I remember there was a time when I was like, for years, I had severe stage fright, severe, through my entire school life. I paint decently well, so I just used to like I was decently good in sports also. So the thing which didn't needed me to be on the stage, those were the things I chose very safely. But when it came to being on the stage, performing, just reading out dialogues or doing some delivery, never came to me. But as luck would have it, I really started coming out of that self thoughts that, okay, I can't do it, I'll probably fumble. And over time, like, look at you and me, we are, on a live session, on as
Yeah,
speaking in front of, I don't know how many people would be viewing this video in
absolutely.
the next few days. And yeah, with I've been on stage in front of thousands of people delivering trainings and a lot of trauma, everything together. So I understand that everything, the limitations start here. So if we can just get rid of it, we can excel in our careers. And today, this
Absolutely.
session kind of just was mind blowing. We've learned something very important. So, for all the people, just remember first is awareness. So, be aware of your thoughts. Start writing it down so that you know how your thoughts are at any point of time. If you think you need to reach out to a CBT expert or somebody who can help you, please reach out. That's important.
Yes.
And in case you can, provide solution for yourself, please look at solutions rather than just cribbing, fighting, and feeling depressed that okay, my life is this, my life is that. Believe me, life comes with its own curves, but after that it's beautiful. So there is light at the end of the tunnel, as the saying goes. And of course, celebrate every small win, celebrate yourself, be grateful. And I think we're just on time, Preeti. We've just
Yes.
wrapped up in 30 minutes. So what I'll do
Okay.
is, Preeti is here. Preeti is one of our esteemed experts. And so, guys, any one of you, if you have any questions, please, reach out to us. We are on our support at the rate searchingsoulmate.com is the email ID. So just reach out to us, follow our page, register on the website, as this site is here to help you love yourself, to help you to love, your shortcomings, your strengths, and people in your lives in the process. Because when we love ourselves, we can love people in our lives. With that, Preeti,
Absolutely.
once more, thank you so much for your time, taking it out,
Thank you.
considering that you've not been keeping well. And, it's been a wonderful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing such a great job, for inviting me here to share. And if it at all can help anyone, I'll
Yeah,
be the very happy about it, glad about
yeah,
it. And you are doing a great job. The site itself is very interesting. You have so many platforms on it. I really
yeah.
like the hobby part of it also, where people can meet
Yes,
up
yes,
for
yes.
different hobbies. So that's another way of, building on the confidence part of it.
Confidence, yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah,
Absolutely.
so
So my example was there. So as a child, I excelled at painting. So I just pursued
yeah,
that. And today also, when I look back, that's one of my favorite hobbies, which remains with me, which I can do at any point of time. And it really makes me happy. So anything which makes you happy, guys, please go out and do it. Okay. So
sure.
to all of us, all of us. So it's just let's feel a little grateful about all the good things which happens in our life, and like take the challenges in our stride and really make for a beautiful present and a upcoming future. So
Yes.
next week we'll be back with one of our uh, you know I think we are back not with an expert but my co-founder Sunandita. So we are going to doing around listening skills. So we'll be coming up with the date and the time and everything. So guys, till then, please keep watching us. Please keep supporting our endeavor and reach out to us with any of your questions. Our experts will be happy to address them. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye.